everyone, Jus4SweetZ here. So today I'm going to start working on some freezer meals. We are trying to save money a little bit, and not a little bit, a lot. And you know, we usually eat out a lot, which is not good for you. And so working at least 40 hours a week like I do, plus all the side things that I do, it's very important that I am able to make some of these meals ahead of time. So I've started making some freezer meals, and I want to share that with you today. So today we are going to make taco meat for tacos, and this is something that you can make ahead of time. And make sure you have freezer Ziploc bags so that you can store it in the bags. And how I'm going to do mine is I have some extra lean ground beef that I bought today, and I bought 2.5 pounds of it. I'm actually going to split this in half and make 2 meals out of it because I have another freezer meal. And then I'm going to combine that with some natural ground pork, and I have 2 pounds of that as well. We're going to cut that in half and make 2 meals out of this. So let's get started. I have my pan heating up, and then I will show you the seasonings that I like to use. So because I am using the pork, which has a lot of natural fat in it, I'm not going to add any oil. But if you find that you want to add a little bit of oil, you can add olive oil, grapeseed oil, vegetable oil, whatever you choose to add. And the second meal I'm making doesn't require as much meat as the tacos do, so I'm going to use a little bit more meat for the tacos. So I won't save quite half of it, because we will definitely eat more tacos than the other meal. And the other meal, I have another meat to mix with it. So I've saved about that much of my hamburger meat for my next meal. Okay, so what we're going to do is get these meats and set them aside. And that'll be another video that I'm going to work on this week. Alright, so you want to go ahead and you want to mix these 2 meats together. And basically adding different meats will give your meat a little bit more flavor. Sorry, I had to check on my little one. It'll give your meat a little bit more flavor. So you can use just hamburger meat if you prefer. You can use ground turkey. You can use ground chicken. But this is just my version of a hamburger taco meat that you can use to make a freezer meal out of. Alright, so we're going to let this brown up. And while this is browning up, these are the things I'm going to add to it. I have some dehydrated onion that I'm going to add to this. Just a little bit, actually get it on the pouring side. I'd say probably right around a teaspoon or so. That's something you can leave out if you like, or you can add fresh. I'm going to add some garlic salt. And this is a grinding garlic salt. It has garlic and sea salt in it. And I'm just going to go ahead and, to my taste, add that in there. We don't like it too salty, but you want it to have some flavor. Next to that, I have my smoked paprika, which I always keep on hand. And I actually get this at World Market because they have a really good price on it. It's like $2.99 or $3.99 for this whole jar, so it's pretty good. And I'm going to add quite a bit of that to it because I want that smoky flavor in my meat. Now, if you would like to buy the pre-packaged taco seasoning mix, feel free to do that. You can get those for under $1 usually, or right around $1. I'm trying to stay away from all those chemicals, and those are filled with silicone and all kinds of things that are just not good for you. They actually have the nutritional value of the little thing that says do not eat when you buy shoes or purses or whatever. So I'm tending to get away from those now because I don't want to put that in my body. And I'm actually going to use the Wild Tree Fajita seasoning blend. Now, Linda from Linda's Pantry sells Wild Tree. I used to be a sales rep. I don't do that anymore, but I do use all of their products because I truly believe in them, and they have the best flavor, and they're all natural, and you know you're not putting anything funky into your system. So I'm using their fajita seasoning mix, and I think I'm just going to add about 2 teaspoons total to give it that nice flavor. So this is the Wild Tree Fajita Seasoning Mix, and if you want to get some of that, go over and check out Linda's Pantry. She has her website where you can order this. If not, like I said, you can use those packages. taco mix. Okay. Now, one of the last things that I want to add to this is I have some ground cumin, which my Wild Tree seasoning already has cumin in it, but I'm going to add a little bit of extra cumin for flavor. So we're going to add approximately a half a teaspoon of ground cumin to this. Okay. And then we'll want to go ahead and just give this a stir. Start grinding all those mixes together. Now, Wild Tree, I believe, does have a taco seasoning mix as well. I just happen to have the fajita one on hand, and it has some really great flavors, so I'm just going to use that. So you want to keep mixing this up and let it brown up. And feel free to add, I put these on the side. I have some fresh jalapenos and some fresh bell peppers. If you would like to add that now. Chop them up really small and add that into your mix. I don't do that. I put them on the side when we serve it because not everybody likes that stuff. So that to me is a side dish, but a lot of people like to add it to their taco meat. So if you want to do that, go ahead and do that process right now while you're browning your meat. And as soon as this is browned, we'll be back and I'll show you the next step. Okay, so we're back. The meat is all cooked and browned, and I just kind of chop it up as it's browning so that we get some little pieces. And now my next step that I do to add like a creamy texture to my hamburger meat is I actually mix my refried beans in with my hamburger meat. So it's all in one. So get your favorite can of refried beans, and this is just I believe a 14-ounce can, a 16-ounce can, I'm sorry, of refried beans, and add that to your meat, and it makes them nice and creamy and a nice consistency. And we're going to go ahead and just mix that all in together. And then what I do is I add a tiny bit of your favorite salsa, whether it's homemade or jarred. This is my daughter's favorite salsa. So I'm going to add just a little bit of salsa to this, about a half a jar. And we're just going to mix this all up. So while this is cooking and mixing up, you can see how, I mean, it's really fast. It doesn't take very long, and you can have this in the refrigerator. You can either have it in the refrigerator in Tupperware, or you can have it in the freezer in a Ziploc baggie and have it ready for dinner so that when you come home, it's done. And basically what you need on the side for when it's time for that meal is you're going to need some shredded lettuce, and I have my lettuce here, and your tomatoes, and your sour cream, if you want sour cream. Of course, you need your taco shells, and we just have some hard taco shells. And we like to have hard or soft, so I have some soft ones. And these meals are all for the week. And then, of course, we need our cheese. So, or whatever additives you like to have with your tacos. But just have those things prepared, or, you know, on the side in your refrigerator ready to go. And your taco meat will be all done, which is the longest process of all. And you're going to want to take it. This is almost done here. And you can just see how good it is. And if you could smell it, it's even better. And just stir that all around. I'm actually going to turn the heat off now. So you're going to want to let this cool all the way down if you're not serving it right away. Because you can also make this and serve it right away. It doesn't have to be a freezer meal. And you're going to want to take your bag. And I bought the gallon size freezer bags. And there's a spot right on there. And what you want to do is you want to write the date in what's in the bag. So I'm going to go ahead and write that this is taco meat. And the date that I made this taco meat. That way you know how long it's in your freezer and when you made it. Now we're actually going to have this within the next couple of days, but at least it's on there. So as soon as this meat cools down completely, you want to let it cool completely, you're going to stick it into your freezer bag and straight into your freezer. And there you have a prepared taco meal all ready for you. And all you have to do is when you want to do it, take it out of the freezer, let it defrost, and then either stick it in the microwave or stick it back in a pan. No need to put any oil or anything in there. Reheat it and it's ready to go. It's all done. And then, you know, have your condiments. You can have those all on the side ready to go. Buy the pre-shredded cheese. Have your shells, you know, they're already made. So it's a really easy meal. So that's just one meal I wanted to share with you. And this hamburger meat mixture, as like I told you, is going to make, I have the other half of it that I'm going to make another freezer meal with. And the total cost with everything that's in this pan is $7.51. And so you can see that that will feed a lot of people. This taco meat will feed a lot of people. You could probably even make 2 meals out of it. So add your other stuff in there. It's probably right around a $15 meal for a big family, and that's a great deal. So anyway, I want to share that freezer meal with you. Something new I wanted to try and maybe do a few more. And I hope you give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And join me on my Facebook page, Jus4SweetZ, and also on my group page, Recipe Book. You have to ask to be invited. And share this on your Facebook page as well. That would be great. And until next time, next video, have a wonderful day, everyone, and God bless.